A blessed good morning to one and all. Blessed good morning to all and all. I'm going to do a video of St. Michael's Cathedral in Bridgetown. Once again, first of all, starting from the entrance to the Constitution River, route taxi and minibus terminal. Right here, the entrance to the Constitution River, route taxi and minibus terminal. Right here. And you can see the Queen's Park south entrance here. This is the north entrance, sorry. So this area is known as the Constitution Road, which is the entrance to the river, route taxi and minibus terminal.
Oh, but I don't want nobody. Not body man and not stinking this thing ain't no rascal. I see him out of the front, so right, what?
So I look into where the taxi
I like to hear she preaching, right?
and minibus terminal. So this is where the vans enter from.
Hallelujah.
So this is the #1 beauty store here where the Fort Royal garage was. Fort Royal was the agent for Mitsubishi vehicles in Barbados. It used to be at this location here where #1 beauty supply is now. So this is Church Village Green. Church Village Green here which was a housing, which was a village. People used to live here up until the mid 2000s when they relocated the residents to other locations. So you want to go in the church now. So they reconverted this area to a city park where persons can sit and relax. But they do have restrictions there, so people can't go certain parts up there. This is the church here, the Cathedral Church. This is the Central Bank of Barbados. Frank Collins Hall over here, where they have musical concerts, especially at Christmas time. There's a concert set to take place here in a few days' time. Classical concert, Frank Collins Hall here, and the Courtney Blackman Grand Salle. And this is the Central Bank here. Frank Collins Hall. And this is the church here. and the Central Bank of Barbados. This place is known as the Exchange, a place of mystery and discovery. This was a part of, first of all, this was the Harrison's College School first. When the Harrison's College School first established in 1733, the Harrison's College School was here first, and then the Masonic Lodge moved in there afterwards. The lodge used to meet here. Now the Central Bank owns it. So I'm in the heart of town. The Central Bank here, known as the White Elephant or the Tom Adams Financial Center. So this is the history of the church before I go in. This is the car park here and the popular discount supermarket over here. This is the Anglican Cathedral, Church of St. Michael's and All Angels. So I'm going inside the church. This is the baptismal font right here. You didn't get to come inside this church for November. So this is inside the church. This is the lovely pipe organ here, which is the largest organ in the Americas. So this is the largest pipe organ here in the Americas. Yeah. So there are some tombs beneath our feet as well. So this is an Anglican church. Some tombs are beneath our feet. Before I go any further, and this is the organ console here where the music is played. And it is even a tomb under the organ console. This is a 4-manual organ built by J. Walker and Sons in 1924. So this is the choir stalls here where the choir sits. See the Christmas tree. So this is where the choir sits, and the bishop's throne is up here as well, and the lady chapel. Morning. So looking at the pipes and the organ console. This organ was played. This organ is currently played by John Bryan, who was the organist here from 1994. Before Mr. Bryan was John Fletcher, who was the organist here from 1974 to 1993. And before John Fletcher was Gerald Hudson. The rain is falling. I will show you guys the southern gate. I will show you the southern gate facing St. Michael's Road. Southern gate facing St. Michael's Road. Yes. Gate facing St. Michael's Road. Bathroom number 1, beauty supplies here. And back down to Greater Bridgetown from here. In this church, you will come across the graves of some prime ministers and governors general. The grave of Sir Hugh Worrell Springer. He is also a national hero. He was born the 22nd of June 1913 and died the 14th of April 1994. He was the Governor General of Barbados from February 24th, 1984 to April 30th, 1990. His wife, Lady Dorothy Springer, is also buried here as well. I have protection from the rain, that is why I'm still out here. So the rain wouldn't affect me. The grave of Sir Dayton Lyle Ward, who is also a Governor General of Barbados, born May 1909 and died in January 1984. So they don't bury people in here anymore, except it is by grave or a family grave. No lessons and carols festival coming up just now. So tourists visit this church daily, just like how they visit St. John Parish Church. This church has some resemblance to St. John in a way. It's probably the same size, probably probably a little bit bigger. To the glory of God, to mark the bicentenary of the arrival of the Right Reverend William Hart Coleridge, First Bishop of Barbados and the Leeward Islands, to the St. Michael Parish Church on January 29, 1825. Dated January 29, 2025. Dean and Parochial Church Council. So Frank Worrell, who was a cricketer, he was also a member of this church. Back into the church. Power here, the belfry. Walk out the steps, alright? So sacred to the memory of the following officers of the 2nd Queen's Royal Regiment buried near this spot, who after a series of meritorious services under His Grace the Duke of Wellington and in almost every quarter of the globe, fell together with many old and valuable non-commandant officers and soldiers, early victims to a destructive fever raging in Barbados Anno Domini 1816. The names here: Captain J. Gordon Sr., Lieutenant Clutterbuck, Lieutenant Dougal, Lieutenant Gray, Lieutenant Norman, Lieutenant Grant, Lieutenant and Jason Spencer, Lieutenant Massey, Unsigned Richmond, Assigned Regiment, Pendergrass. Brave men, ye deserve your brighter field, yet shall the pale roll shed its dews upon your untimely grave, and memory cherish your contemplation with no less dignity that your knee fell before an almighty hand. This stone is placed here as a tribute of regard to departed merit by Colonel Vernon Graham, commanding regiment. So this is an Anglican church, the main Anglican church in Barbados, in Bridgetown. The point again upstairs. As I said before, the cathedral organ is the largest in the in the Caribbean and in the Americas. Some more graves over here. This is the central bank here, the Central Bank of Barbados. Grave of Thomas Gilbert Carter and his wife Gertrude Carter. Lady Gertrude Carter was responsible for the layout of Queen's Park. Back up here. This is another grave of one of our national heroes, Sir Grantley Herbert Adams, in which the airport and one school here in Barbados is named after. He was the leader of the government, Premier of Barbados from 1946 to 1958, and Prime Minister of the West Indies from 1958 to 1962. And his wife Grace is also buried here. Sir Grantley Adams is buried here, born 1898 and died in 1971. He was the father of Tom Adams, who was Barbados' second Prime Minister, who is also buried over here. The grave of Lady Brett Martin and Sidney Lancelot Martin. Sidney Lancelot Martin was born in Jamaica. He was the Pro Vice Chancellor of University of the West Indies from 1965 to 1983, and Principal of UWI campus here in Barbados from 1964 to 1982. He was born in 1918 and died in 1991. He was born in Jamaica. So this is the central bank here. And the grave of Tom Adams, who was Barbados' second Prime Minister from 1976 to 1985. Tom Adams, whose real name is John Michael Jeffrey Manningham Adams, beloved husband of Genevieve, father of Douglas and Rawdon Adams. The Davis family grave here. You can see the former Dean Howard Critchlow's grave over here. He was buried recently, I think in July or something like that. Maria Ann Marriage grave here. He died of yellow fever on the 4th of November 1852. I think that this is Dean Critchlow's grave over here. Oh, wrong. This is the Henry Beckles Gall grave. It was built in February 1853. So this is the Gall family grave. So I'm right in the heart of town, the country's capital. This church has some of the most historic graves as well in Barbados and in the Caribbean, along with St. John Parish Church, St. George, St. Mary's, and Christchurch Parish Church. Back at the old Harrison's College School and the Masonic Lodge. Now it is property of the Central Bank. And this is the Central Bank here. So, thank you guys for watching now, and do have a blessed morning. Peace and blessings, and all the best for this season.